Aaron Goldstein here, and in this video I want to talk about the book The Power of Now. I've read this book. I had to read this book 3 times before I got it. So I read like a third of it and I couldn't get it, so I had to go back. And I read that third again and I started to get it, and then I read the next third and I didn't understand it. It was too out of my ability to understand or comprehend it. So I went back and then I read it again. I've since read it a bunch of times, and I've read the Eckhart tolle has got other books too, and I've read a bunch of his other books too. Some of them are the books on this bookshelf right behind me. So this is what the power of now is. At the end of this video, you're going to know the main principle of how the power of now works and how to use it in your life. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So we're always thinking as humans. We're always thinking, right? And you're probably thinking right now. You're watching this video and you might be paying attention to this video, or you might be kind of paying attention to this video, but in the back of your head you might be thinking about the past or thinking about the future. A lot of people are doing those things, right? And a lot of the thoughts that we have are repetitive thoughts that are harmful to us. So maybe something happened in the past in your life that was not good, and you replay that thought over and over again in your mind. Well, not only can those thoughts make you depressed or make you sad, they can suck life energy out from you. And they don't have any positive, there's nothing beneficial to those thoughts. And then you have the future. A lot of people think about the future. The future, a lot of times when people think about it, again, it's negative. It's not good. They're worrying about the future. You know, what's going to happen at work? How's my relationship going to be? What happens if my kid doesn't stop hanging out with these people he's in now and he starts doing drugs, right? Those thoughts, again, are repetitive. They're negative, and lots of times they don't even happen. Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now basically teaches you how to stop thinking. Why would you want to stop thinking? Because when you stop thinking, it allows you to quit worrying about the past or the future and just live in the moment. And his whole book is teaching you to become aware of this and then use different strategies to implement this in your life now. So one of the things you can do is whenever you go to drive. Alright, so right now, as you're watching this video, maybe you're sitting down, maybe you're standing up. Maybe you're watching this on the computer, maybe you're watching this on your cell phone, okay? As you're watching this video and you're looking at me, I'd like you to just start to really focus in on this video. Start to just pay very close attention. And as you're looking at me, you might notice that you can allow yourself to really dive in and focus on the words that I'm saying. So as you listen carefully, listen closely to the words that I'm saying, you can start to notice the fluctuations of my voice. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. You can hear the tonality. You can pay attention and notice, become aware of the sound, the depthness of my voice. Maybe it's deep, maybe it's kind of high, but you can pay attention to that. And just by doing that one exercise, that starts to center you. If you did that, it would allow you to get out of your head a little bit, thinking about the past and the future, and live more in the present moment. You can start to be aware, and I talk about this in a little bit more on my website, but you can do these rituals to center yourself. So something, if you're watching this right now, right? Maybe you feel your feet on the ground in front of you. If you're sitting down, you can be looking at me, but you can feel your bottom on the chair or whatever it's sitting on, and feel the chair, the couch, or whatever that's sitting on, pressed up against your bottom. You can pay attention to the temperature of the room. As you're listening to my voice, you can become aware of any other sounds you hear. Maybe there's an air conditioner or heater blowing. Maybe there's other people talking. Maybe there's outside noises you can hear if you stop and allow yourself to have an awareness and listen to any outside noises now. By doing this, this slows your mind down, and it allows you to practice the power of now. Something else you can do is like if you go to drive, right? So as soon as you sit in your car, instead of starting the car, as soon as you close the door, you could take 5 deep breaths. You could take your hand and put it on the steering wheel. You could feel the texture, the temperature, and the thickness of the steering wheel on your hand. Doing these things allows you to center yourself, right? Guys, I do this all the time, right? I don't even know why I'm going to share this with you, but I was at this club a year ago, and I was talking to this girl, and she was really hot, and I was getting all nervous, all right, because everything was going really well, and that's just how I linked my brain together, right? I was like, oh, this is going well, I don't want to fuck it up. And as soon as I said that thought in my head, I realized that I was starting to, fuck it up a little bit. So she went to the bathroom, and she came back, and I literally, guys, I kid you not, I would not bullshit you. I'm in the middle of the club on the dance floor, and I stand there, and I close my eyes. And I do one of these rituals Eckhart Tolle talks about. I'm in the middle of the dance floor. I feel my feet on the ground. I listen to the sound of the music. I take my energy, and I focus it on my feet, then my legs, then my butt, then my chest, then my hands. And I've done this enough to where I can feel an aliveness and awareness in my hand. It has its own life energy. Then I started to focus on my breathing, and I'd focus as I'd breathe in through my nose, and I'd focus the air get cooler as it went in through my nose, and as I blew out, the air got warmer. I felt the way that felt on my nostrils. So I did this for like 5 minutes as she went to the bathroom. It got me out of my head, guys, right? And instead of worrying about stuff, I was relaxed, I was centered. She came back, and we ended up hanging out, and we had a fantastic, evening together, and everything went good. All right? I'm telling you guys, I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this. If you saw me in the club, you would think I was on drugs. Because everyone's dancing and having a good time, or they're talking, or, someone's out there and they're trying to get some girl's number. I'm sitting there in the club, and then I bring my arms out a little bit. I mean, I don't know if people thought I was praying. I don't know if people thought I was dying. I don't know if people thought I was on 10 different kinds of drugs, but I'm telling you, I look kind of weird. I just did it right there. Because that's what I had to do to fix myself internally. That's what I did, right? Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about living a life where most of your life is centered on the now. Okay? I completely agree with that. But I also think and act and take action, right? So you can use this. So you might be watching that, and you might hear this, and you might say, well, I don't want to not think. By doing this, it actually helps you think better. Because if there's a problem at hand, or there's a task to get done, instead of analyzing, what could go wrong, or what happens if I do this and it doesn't work, you stop thinking, you just do it. And if there's a problem you have to solve, instead of having 10% of your energy focused on the problem and 10% thinking about other shit, you can focus more of your energy on that problem and you can solve it faster, right? So a good thing to do, meditation also helps with this, right? If you can meditate a half an hour a day, which, you just stop watching a half an hour of TV a day and meditate, it has all sorts of health benefits too. There's been studies done where I got other videos about meditating, but if you meditated, there's like different neurons, there's different parts of your brain that grow from meditating. It's like really, it's pretty fucking legit. So anyway, that's how the power of now works. So you can use it if you just want to be centered all the time. But if you're a businessman or a businesswoman, or maybe you're very career-based or you got a lot going on, you can use the power of now to de-stress, to relax, to stop worrying, and you'll actually get more stuff done because instead of thinking about all these other things, you can just focus on what you're doing right now, and it will allow you to concentrate more and get more shit done without worrying. Because a lot of people, they just don't take action because of worry. Well, if you're more centered, you're not worried as much, and you can just, go out there and keep on pushing and doing what you need to do for your career, your business, your life, whatever it is you want to do. Also great for your family, by the way. A lot of times there's this guy I used to hang out with, And I could tell when I was hanging out with him, he was always thinking. He wasn't really with me, right? He was always thinking about the past or the future. When you get this, if you start practicing these principles, well, you will get out of your head more. So if you're like spending time with a significant other or kids or friends, you can be more in the present moment and get more out of the interaction, okay? You can also do it for other, there's also other activities too, right? If you're having sex or you're working out or you're running, you can use the power of now. So, all right, guys, I'll go ahead and share with you something you can use. So this is what you can do. So sit down in a chair. Once you're in a chair, if you're not in a chair, go find one. When you're in the chair, if you're, you got your phone, I don't know, put the phone down. So you're sitting in the chair, feet are on the ground. I'll give you a quick exercise you can do, right? So instead of reading the whole book, you can just start doing this exercise. The book's still a good book to read too, okay? As you're sitting in the chair, listening to me, paying attention to what I'm saying, I just want you to take a deep breath in. So breathe in and breathe out. Now I'd like you to do that again. I want you to breathe in through your nose, hold it for 5 seconds, and breathe out. So breathe in at a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. As you've done that, notice how your body became a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more centered, a little bit more calm. Notice how you can take your energy, you can take your concentration, you can take your life force, if you will, and start to pay attention to your feet. Feel your feet on the ground and the ground pressed up against your feet. What does that feel like? Maybe you have shoes on. You can, with your feet, feel the shoes, and through your shoes, feel the ground. Is the ground hard? Is it soft? What's the temperature like? If your feet are not on the ground and they're in a shoe or something, just imagine what it would be like if your feet were touching the ground. The texture, the temperature, how it makes you feel. As you're sitting there, paying attention to that, take your attention and move it to your butt. Notice your butt pressed down on whatever it is that you're sitting on. And notice whatever it is you're sitting on pressed up against your butt. It could be a chair, it could be a couch, it could be a beanbag. Maybe you're sitting on someone else. It's okay. Either way, there's a texture of that. Take your hands, and if your hands are on an armrest, feel the texture of the armrest pressed up against your arms, and your arms pressed down against the armrest. What's the texture like? Is it smooth? Is it rugged? Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it just right? If your hands are touching your lap, feel your hands pressed down on your lap and your lap pressed up against your hands. Maybe you're touching the skin of your legs. Maybe you're touching a pair of pants that you're wearing. Pay attention to the texture. What does it feel like? Grainy, smooth, rugged. What's that like? Notice now how your back is pressed on that chair. And there's a texture of the chair. So your back's pressed on the chair. The chair is also pressed on your back. Notice it, pay attention to it, and allow it to be. And as you do that, and you allow yourself to be calm, filled with peace and tranquility, notice how you became a little bit more relaxed. Your mind slowed down, and you allowed yourself to become centered and relaxed. So see that activity we just did, guys? By doing those certain things, that got us out of our head and focused on the now. So what you could do is you could watch this video a few times if you'd like, and you could learn that exercise, and you can do that exercise anywhere. So if you're at work and you start to get stressed out, just do that exercise, and it will literally dissolve 90% of the stress instantly. If, maybe you're doing something, you get stressed out, you could go have a seat, do this exercise for 5 minutes, you will be completely calm. Maybe you're at a club like me, you're at a nightclub, and, I don't know, maybe you're nervous about people or something. You could do this exercise. Just go sit down on a chair, do this exercise. No one will know you're doing it. If they do, who gives a fuck? and it will allow yourself to become centered. And this is one of the things, this is basically what the power of now is. The power of now teaches you these principles so you can do these little activities, these little rituals throughout the day to keep yourself centered, to keep yourself relaxed, and to keep yourself out of your mind and focused on living in the present moment. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I'm consistently putting out other self-improvement videos, free tips and strategies you can use to relax yourself and to get the things that you want in life. I'm also known for teaching people strategies, tactics, and wealth hacks that will allow the average individuals to get massively rich in a very short amount of time. So if that's something you'd like to check out and you decide that's something you want to get more information on, you can subscribe to my channel so whenever I put out a new groundbreaking video, you'll be one of the first people to get instant access to it. My name is Aaron Goldstein, and I'm signing off.